And welcome back. We're following some breaking news. Special Counsel Jack Smith has filed a new indictment against Donald Trump in connection with his federal election interference case. To be clear, the new indictment, though, does not add any charges against the former president, but it does reflect last month's Supreme Court ruling that Mr. Trump is immune from prosecution for official acts as president. Joining me now is NBC's Justice and Intelligence correspondent, Ken Dilanian. Ken, break this down for us.
So, Gabe, this is an interesting move by the special counsel. The special counsel really had two choices here in trying to comply with the Supreme Court's decision that a president can't be prosecuted for official acts. He could have let the judge in this case, Tanya Chutkan, go through the indictment and rule on each individual part of it and decide what could stay in and what could come out. But he chose to actually make a bid himself by filing a new pared-down indictment, a 36-page indictment that still reflects the larger case that he filed originally. It still accuses Donald Trump of 3 separate criminal conspiracies to defraud the United States, to obstruct Congress, and to deprive Americans of their rights to vote by perpetrating lies and false claims of fraud knowingly. That's the indictment. That's what it says. But it takes out some aspects that were clearly official presidential acts. For example, there was a whole section of the indictment that referred to Donald Trump's effort to get the Justice Department to claim that there was fraud in the election when he knew that there was not. That is gone now because the Supreme Court said clearly that that was an official act. Now, just because Jack Smith says that the conduct described in this new indictment is not official acts, that's not the last word, right? So the defense is going to have its own version of this, and they're going to fight probably on some of these things. And the judge ultimately will have to decide, and that may be appealed, and that may go all the way up to the Supreme Court. So we're not going to have a trial in this case anytime soon. What this is a first bid by the special counsel to try to comply with that historic Supreme Court decision, which decreed that former presidents cannot be prosecuted for official acts while in office.
Yeah, and Ken, we just got a note from our colleagues Adam Reese, Laura Jarrett, saying they are in touch with Trump's attorneys who are just now reviewing the superseding indictment. They're reviewing it right now. You touched on this a little bit, but what is the timeline here? How realistically, what is the soonest this can get to trial? You mentioned, people have been saying that there's no way this, happens, as you said, anytime soon. But are we talking months, years?
It could be many months to a year, depending on whether this question of what's an official act can be appealed before trial or not. And to be honest, I don't know the answer to that question now. I'm going to try to figure it out. But because what's going to happen here is there's going to be hearings before the district judge, Judge Tanya Chutkan, about what are official acts, about what part of this indictment can stand and what can't. The defense is going to argue that almost all of it was official acts, right? So the judge is going to have to decide that, and her decision will set the parameters of the trial, of what conduct Donald Trump can be tried on. But that question can be appealed to the D.C. Circuit Court and then ultimately to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court kind of left it loose in their immunity decision as to what conduct really constituted official presidential acts and what was purely personal. They said they wanted the judge to take a look at that and decide, and then the appellate courts to take another look. So this really could go on for a long time. And obviously, it's really important to say, if Donald Trump wins the election in November, the Justice Department will continue litigating this case up until the moment he's sworn in. And at that point, the Supreme Court said in their decision, sitting presidents cannot be prosecuted. So the Justice Department would be obligated to suspend the case at that point. And Donald Trump, when he's president, could order the Justice Department to drop it altogether, Gabe.
Ken Dilanian with the breaking news. Ken, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.